Hey everybody, Erica from In the Company of Cards. This is just a quick little Tuesday pop-up. I don't have a lot of time, but I wanted to look at a couple of questions. So, welcome if you're new. If you've been here a while, welcome back. Thank you for all the likes, the shares, the subscribes, the comments. I really appreciate all of it. So, a couple of things. First off, this Epstein birthday thing. 47 has decreed and declared that the whole Epstein matter is a quote, dead issue. Is it? Will it be? Let's just ask that question really fast. Um, you know, will this issue die down? I think I'll use birds, and the birds can be all of the talk about the Epstein situation. Is it a dead issue? Will this die down, or will things escalate? In light of his comment that it is dead. So, yeah, birds. Forgot what I was looking for. Okay. So this stands for the buzz about the Epstein affair. Um, okay. And I'm just going to draw a couple of clarifiers on a couple of the cards. Okay. So we have the bear, we have Clover, we have the birds. That's for this Epstein story that just keeps getting bigger and bigger. We have the bouquet and we have the whip. Okay, so this is 47 at his most narcissistic, wanting and hoping and decreeing and declaring that this is just a flash in the pan, Clover. Here and then gone, ephemeral, nothing to see here. This is what he wants. Um, Birds is in the center. And then we have the bouquet. It would be a gift to him. This fourth card I can mirror with the second card. It would be a gift for him if things were just a flash in the pan and we all woke up tomorrow and said, Epstein who? Of course, that would be a gift. But I can mirror this first card, which is Narcissistic 47, with the fifth card, and that is the whip, which is to say, no, he will continue to be flogged and beset by this issue. I drew some clarifiers. I drew clarifiers on the birds, which is the Epstein saga, and we have the cross, the ring, and the mountain. This tells us that this issue, painful as it may be for him, is not going anywhere. And in fact, it will stall him. It's going to take up a lot of space while people sit at that mountain and say, "No, let's examine this further. Let's look into this more." So it's not going anywhere, and that will be very painful for him. Uh, Remember here, it would be a gift to him if it were short-lived. Well, this gift, this bouquet card, is clarified by the scythe, the dog, and the women, which is to say the gift, which is the whole Epstein thing going away, right? Or the gift, yeah, that would be the gift. The gift is cut. He doesn't get that as a gift, courtesy of the lawyers and the women who will not let it go, nor will the politicians, which is great. Um, Sorry, I dropped a card. We have the whip, which, as you saw before, I mirrored it with him. This is him being beset, just whipped with all of these revelations, one after the other after the other. The message for him, the takeaway he should take from this is buddy, you are alone on an island in a fortress by yourself because everyone is moving away from you. Not everyone yet, but eventually, even his supporters will be moving away from him. So, yeah, it is not a dead issue, nor will it be. I do think it's the thing that will, at least reputationally, destroy him. I'm sure that it's very stressful for him as well. And stress is not good on the aging body that subsists on Big Macs and Coke. So this is bad for him all the way around. It's not going anywhere. Okay. Then I wanted to ask a question just to see what the cards say. I know what I think, but you're not here for me. 47 says that he's anti-crime. Now, of course, that's the biggest joke in the world, right? Because he's sort of the biggest criminal. But he says he's anti-crime. At the same time he says he's anti-crime, he seems to be anti-crime prevention because millions of dollars have been taken from programs that do that, that do crime prevention work. So he says that the reason that he's not supporting those programs is that they are antithetical to his approach, his philosophy, and that his philosophy is a show of force response. Get the billy clubs out and the rubber bullets and the, hoses and stuff. That's his approach. I'm just curious why that is preferable to an anti-crime prevention approach, which will do things like, provide education and training and counseling and all of that for people who might otherwise be led to a life of crime. Why does 47 prefer the show of force response? And I think what we'll use for our clarifier is the whip, because the whip is, an instrument of getting people in line, whipping. So why does he prefer that approach? Let's look. Well, we have the cross, the crossroads, the whip that we looked for, the coffin, and then the stork. And I think it's very clear that he thinks a better approach, the stork is about positive change, is the infliction of pain on people. That people respond more to the stick than they do the carrot. And he's a bully, um, and he likes inflicting pain. So he thinks that's a better approach. Uh, he finds this other approach, which would be, all of these other different programs to steer people in other directions. He thinks that's kind of boring. He likes, the slash and burn approach. It's just what he likes because he's a bully. So there you go. That's the answer to that question. Finally, I just wanted to give a look at France. We know that the French government had collapsed. And Macron, the president, is really between a rock and a hard place. The rock would be Marine Le Pen, who is the ultra right, bordering on Nazi um, uh, political figure. And then on the other side, that's the rock. The hard place is Mélenchon. Mélenchon is a very far left politician. And so Mélenchon wants wants Macron to resign, and Le Pen wants him to dissolve parliament. So, I mean, it's six of one, half dozen of the other. And I guess the question is, can Macron weather this storm? There could very well be a general strike called the middle of this month, the middle of, yeah, the 18th of September. They call it, the strike is called Bloquons tout, which means let's block everything. Bloquons tout. So it's a general strike, kind of what we should be having here. But anyway, okay. Um, will there be, that's the first question. Will there be a general strike? Will there be a bloquant two? So let's look for the mountain because a mountain would block everything, right? Will there be a general strike on September 18th? Again, called for by the leftist Mélenchon. Okay, so we're looking for the mountain, and that will stand for the bloquant two. Let's block everything general strike proposal. Okay, so this is the first question is just about whether there will be this bloc en two, this general strike. We've got the tree, the crossroads, the mountain that stands for the bloc en two, the moon, and the birds. So uh, this would probably last a long time. I think there will be a general strike. It will last a long time. Crossroads is about choices. And I can mirror it with the fourth card. Remember, we've got the mountain in the middle, but the fourth card is the moon. It sounds like France, once again, is in the position of having to decide, are they going to go far right or are they going to go far left? Those seem to be the two choices. And people are talking. And I think people are probably very willing to do a general strike. The French are very good at this. Um, Macron has a thing that he's said recently, which is to be free in this world, you have to be feared. And to be feared, you have to be powerful. Now, this is just an observation he's making, right? He's looking around the world at the strong men, Putin, um, Kim Jong-un in Korea, Trump here, and Putin, I said Putin already, yeah, Xi in China, and he's frustrated. Um, he really doesn't know which way to go. So here I looked at this is the bloc en dessous, the general strike. We have the heart, the scythe, and the tower. This would strike at the heart of government, as general strike, of course, is meant to do. So I think that will be that way. Now we have the moon. The moon is the card for reputation. And when I said before I could mirror this moon with crossroads, what kind of reputation does France want? Do they want to be far right? Do they want to be far left? Do they want to be some kind of way centrist? It looks like it's one or the other of the extremes, and it's hard to tell which one because both Le Pen and Mélenchon are very strongly supported. But for the moon card, the clarifiers are the lily, the sun, and the rider. I mean, who can keep the peace best? Well, certainly not Le Pen. I'm just saying. I mean, she's a fear monger. She's a xenophobe. She's a horrible, horrible person. So maybe Mélenchon would win, especially since he would be the one who is advocating for the general strike. And then we have birds here. This is people talking, gathering. And the clarifiers are the whip, the mice, and the fish. People are afraid about the French economy tanking. This is the card for money. This is the card for fear. So they really are afraid of that. And they think something needs to be done. There needs to be action. So the next question then is to see. So I think there will be a general strike. But the next question will be what will become of Macron? Um, he's been there a while. I want to say 8 years. I'm not sure. I think it's something like 8 years. Can he survive can he weather this? We'll use the older man for Macron. He doesn't look old, but I'm sure he feels old. We will use the older man for him, and we want to see will he survive this crisis of confidence in him and his government. So we're looking for the older man, and that will be Macron. Okay, that's Macron. Well, this is interesting. He's very frustrated right now, but we have Crossroads, we have Moon, we have Macron, we have the Tower, and we have the Ring. Um, I can mirror the Crossroads with the Ring. If France has to pick a side, do they pick right? Do they pick left? They may stay with what they know, which is Macron, kind of centrist. Uh, and then we have the Moon, which is the card for reputation, and it's mirrored by the Tower, which is government. I think that Macron could weather this. He'll have to make concessions, obviously, at least to Mélenchon as a result of any general strike that happens in mid-September, which I think it will. So Macron holds on for a while. I don't think he bows to the pressure from Mélenchon and from Le Pen to either dissolve parliament or to quit. I don't think he'll do either one. I think he might be able to weather this. There's so much indecision in the world in general that the French may decide to stick with what they know, but Macron is going to have to pick a lane. I think people feel like he hasn't picked a lane, um, and that's that crossroads card. Pick a lane. Where is France? Where are we going? If our economy is tanking, what are you going to do about it? Hmm. Okay, so I wanted to say one final thing. A viewer wrote me, and I just thought that since they asked the question, this might be a question that others of you have. Remember that I have a book that has the answers in it. Remember that I have a course that you can take on your own time. You click the link under each of my videos, you can find information for those there. But anyway, the question was about the fox card. And this viewer said that in my readings, often the fox card does not fare well. It tends to be a bad guy. A fox is tricky. A fox is self-serving, self-interested, sneaky, sly. But the fox is other things too. This is the card for the expert. This is the card for the specialist. This is the card for the detective. This is the card for the stranger, the foreigner. And it is also the French card for job. So you see, those are very positive or at least neutral meanings for the fox. Um, Whatever costume the fox decides to wear in any given moment is determined by the question asked and by the other cards around it. Um, I read on politics a lot, as you know, and about you know who a lot, as you know. And that's why the fox will tend to come up as a in a negative way. But in many readings that I do, both here and when I read for clients, the fox comes out as just job or a teacher, an expert, a specialist, like a medical specialist, or someone from overseas. So again, if you're confused as to what a card means and when it would mean whatever it means, keep watching the videos. But I would suggest that maybe you get my book, and if you're of a mind to get the course and then work with the cards and make them your own because it's also true that intuition plays a big part in the way that I read. And intuition, I can only apprise you of the fact that it exists and that it's something that you can employ when you are reading cards, but I cannot teach you how to use your intuition. I can just show you how I use mine in my interpretations of the cards. All right, that's my little quick Tuesday pop-up. I'll come on for a longer video tomorrow, but I missed you all, so I thought I would come on today quickly. Take care and have a great Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow.